Hello YouTube and welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about swedging seats. You might not know what I'm talking about. You may have never heard about swedging seats. It seems to be very controversial. It seems to be don't do it, it's not going to work, all kinds of things. Well, I'm just here to tell you it's another option. Okay, and let's start from the beginning. This is the 4.7 Dodge. They drop a lot of seats. LSs do them, all kinds of different vehicles do them. And by the seats, what I'm talking about is dropping the valve seat. All right, what's the problem is the seats fall out of the heads. They drop a seat. The reason they call it dropping a seat because the head is on this way and the seats fall down. Dodges, a lot of Dodges drop seats. They're not the only ones. Some of the new LSs are starting to drop seats, and we can talk a little bit about why they drop seats. It's very controversial about the powdered metal seat. That was a long time ago. All kinds of different things, dissimilar metals. It has to be a dissimilar metal. This is steel. The valve's going to ride on it or actually hit on it, so it can't be aluminum, so it is going to be a dissimilar metal. Some of the things that may cause a seat to drop is as the cylinder head gets hot, it expands. Aluminum is going to expand at almost twice the rate as cast iron. Didn't go to college, so I'm not going to be able to tell you twice the rate of cast iron. It's a lot. Okay, so y'all want to figure out, y'all went to school, your professor told you the actual amount that it expands per every degree in thermodynamics. Fine, leave a comment below. That's fine, I'll learn from you. All I know in the real world is the head gets hot, it will drop a seat because the seat is steel. The head is aluminum. The head's going to expand a lot more. Okay, how is it being held in there? It's being held in by press fit, and there's a lot of controversy on press fit as well. By a lot, I mean I talked to a lot of different people, including a lot of different shops. An aluminum cylinder head has to have minimum 7 thousandths press fit. A cast iron head has minimum 4 thousandths press fit. So us as a machinist, when we go to put this seat in there, we need to machine it smaller than the seat by 7 thousandths on aluminum. Why is that? Because of the expansion rate of the aluminum. Why does the cast iron head only have 4 thousandths press fit? The reason is the cast iron head does not expand as much. Also, the seat is expanding as well. Okay, so now we know why there's different press fit for cast iron, different press fit for aluminum. I've been doing this for a lot of years. Back in the day, we didn't do many aluminum heads. There wasn't that many of them. You know, Mercedes, Honda, I'm talking about way back in the day. So when you started to do a seat into an aluminum head, some of the problems that the machine shops were having is because we had to learn about that press fit. There wasn't anybody out there educating us about this press fit. So SBI is where I get all my seats from. They're pretty cool, but back in the day, and I could get a catalog and I could show you, the machinist had to set your cutter up for the press fit. SBI is looking out for you. Now, for many years now, they put the press fit in the seat. So if you go to the catalog and you order a seat for an aluminum cylinder head, they already have 7 thousandths press fit in here. The SBI seat, the part number of the seat is the cutter that you use. So all that is just extra tips for y'all that want to get into the industry. So SBI already put that in there. Back in the day, like I said, you mic the seat, you set up the cutter. All cutters for seat and guide machines were done for cast iron. So everything was done for a 4 thousandths press fit. We were using the existing tooling. Aluminum heads started coming in. All of a sudden, people are dropping seats. All right. Swedging, you may have seen it in old timers when they take a stake and they put a bunch of pin marks around the seat to hold it in. That's pinning a seat. I don't really like pinning a seat. I don't like the way it looks. I guess it's better than not. Swedging just looks a lot nicer, but essentially we're doing the same thing. All right, so now we know why they're falling out. Also, I'm going to add a little more to why they're falling out because there's a lot of controversy of why are they falling out. This is a 4.7 Dodge. They've gotten to where every bit of aluminum matters, costs money, heads, are lighter. There's so much air in the cylinder head. It actually, there's areas that they actually, where it used to be a thick wall, now it's a super thin wall with an air package, an air passage behind it. So these have so many crevices. Look how lightweight this head is. Okay, when the head is that lightweight, that thin of aluminum, the heat is going to expand it quite a bit. So even the manufacturers are learning. So people ask me, why are you doing swedging seat? Never heard of it. You're doing the runner. If the manufacturers are doing stuff wrong, you can pause this video. Don't pause it, but afterwards go look up on dropping seats. And you wonder, why hasn't Dodge fixed the problem? Why hasn't, all these manufacturers taken care of this? So you can't rely on the manufacturers to, I don't want to say look out for you. It obviously works. They do it. They put it in a lab. They put it on a dyno. They get 100,000 miles simulated running, and it's good enough. It didn't fall. But in the real world, we live in Texas. It's a lot hotter than in a lab or in a dyno. Also, harmonics. Harmonics have a lot to do with it. A weak valve spring actually beats the seat. By beating it, it doesn't close the valve right on the seat. It bounces. All those harmonics that our engines are having nowadays are causing this harmonic vibration, and the seats are falling out. Also, they're not putting in enough press fit. They're not. You can put more press fit, but you got to preheat the head. That's another thing. Do not try to put in a seat with 7 thousandths press fit into a cylinder head without preheating the head. We want to freeze the seat and preheat the head. You don't need to do this to cast iron. I've had comments go, I've seen this done many a time. They've never preheated the head, and then they finish it off with it's a cast iron head. Well, I'm not talking about a cast iron head. I'm talking about an aluminum cylinder head. But if you're going to put in a seat in a cast iron head, you don't have to preheat it. It's only 4 thousandths press fit. When you go to hammer that seat in there, it's not going to really affect the bore. Now, an aluminum cylinder head, when you bore this out for 7 thousandths press fit and you put it in cold, and I've seen many people do it at shops, at reputable shops per se, and they go, it's fine. It works fine. No. When even SBI has started to put a nice bevel down here, so as you're pressing this in, it does not take aluminum with it. But it is going to take aluminum with it. It's a 7 thousandths press fit. When you start driving this in, the bore, you're actually going to make the bore bigger with the seat driving it in and roll that aluminum down to the bottom. Look at the bottom. You'll probably have a little air gap at the bottom, and you don't know why. You can hit it all you want. You don't have 7 thousandths press fit anymore. There's no way you can get a 7 thousandths press fit properly without expanding the head and cooling off the seat. The seat will go right in. Once it cools, you have the right amount of press fit, and we're done. Okay, so that's why this video is going to be a little long, because I'm just talking in general about seats and all the problems that you're going to have. And I'm mainly focusing on machine shops, and I've had shops tell me, why are you telling people about swedging seats? Now we as a shop have to tell our customers, no, that's not the way to do it. You got to put in on your seats. So let's go ahead and start. The proper way. If you live in a I don't want to say in, like my friend John Hamilton would say, we all don't live in La La Land, but in La La Land everything is perfect and everything is proper. So yes, take all the seats out and put on your seats. I know many shops that mandatory, when one of these heads come in their shop, they remove all the seats and put on new ones. And you know why? Because they've been bit in the butt. That's plain and simple. They've dropped the seat, and now because of not educating themselves, I don't want to get there and get all controversial. Because they dropped the seat, now forever in the world, every head that comes in is going to get a brand new seat if you like it or not, because they're not going to do that again. All right, well, I'm here to tell you there's another way to do it. I've been doing this longer than most people have been doing this and have never dropped a seat. That's a big word. I have never dropped a valve seat. So I've been doing this for a long time. Look me up, Google, whatever you need to do. I have never dropped a valve seat or any of my customers. And I have seen these heads come in 2 or 3 years later, severely overheated. And the seats. All right, here's a great example of exactly what I'm talking about. These are Dodge 4.7s that have been severely overheated. These were done several years ago. Customer been doing fine. All of a sudden, not so fine. Bad, poor maintenance. Look at this. It wore the guide rail. It actually broke a chain and it bent valves. Overheated severely. Look at how bad these heads have been overheated. I mean, severely. These are the worst case of what you can do to a set of cylinder heads. This is several years later. They've come back now, not because of dropping seats, because of poor maintenance, running hot, overheating, broken chain tension, or bent valves, and yet no dropped seats. You can even see the swedging marks from around. So being scared of swedging, I get it. I do get it. It's something totally new. You've never heard of it. And it's, you know, controversial, probably, maybe. Okay, it is. But that does not mean it doesn't work. And it doesn't mean that it doesn't have a place. Number one, I'm going to go over it again. Yes, replace all the seats. If you know, if you have the money, the wherewithal, replace all the seats. These were not put in right from the factory, not the right press fit. So by all means, go through and replace all the seats. That is probably option number one and your best option. But there's more than one way to do stuff. This isn't snake oil. It isn't patching. I have never dropped a seat and been doing this for years and years and years. I'm still trying to convince shops to straighten cylinder heads before doing their valve job. That's just now becoming something that shops do. But for many years, it was stop telling people to straighten cylinder heads. Well, now we're a little bit past that, and some shops still tell me stop telling people about straightening cylinder heads. Take it for what you will. I'm telling you, it does work. It is not a patch. Once again, look at how hot this got. Extremely hot, more than the average, more than just normal driving. Didn't drop any seats. So there you go. Proof is in the pudding. And the seats are still in place. So I'm going to give you an option. Yes, La La Land, the perfect way. Put in all brand new seats and see how many customers can afford that. See how many customers, you know, walk off. See how long it takes you to do this. All of this stuff, yes. If that's what you have to do because you don't know another way, and that's a way you can guarantee your customer that he's going to, you know, be successful, you're not going to drop a seat, keep doing what you're doing. I'm here to tell you there's another way to do it, and you're not going to drop a seat, okay? So let's go ahead and go to swedging. If the seat moves, falls down, it comes in, it's hanging with the valve sticking out, do not just tap that seat back in. You're asking for trouble. I never said put the old seat back in and swedge it. No, it's if the seats have not moved, swedge them. Okay? The other head, the sister head to this, dropped 2 seats. I welded where it damaged the combustion chambers. We're going to mill it and we're going to put in brand new seats on those. All the rest of them that have not moved, I'm going to swedge them. Let's get to swedging. What does swedging mean? All late model heads now have a 5-angle valve job. So I'm going to put a picture up here and I'll probably just take you to shop or stop for a second and there'll be a video running right here. Now we're back. All right, so here we have the 45. Normally we would have a 60 and a 30, but now we actually have more angles here, 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 and even there. So we have 5 angles now. There you go. So the 45 is going to sit here, and what I mean by that, there's the valve right there, and that's sitting in there. So we have our top cut, we have our bottom cut, we have another cut on top of this, and they do change the angle up there, and they do change here, like some of them will even have a radius cut here. All that doesn't matter, we're talking about swedging. So what we're going to do by using this on the top, think of this top ring here, just like that, with your tool coming down right there. it's coming in here, right up here on top. And we're going to press that aluminum over. And the seat is in here. There's the seat. When we come in over, it's bigger than the seat, and press this ring in here. It's going to roll this aluminum on top of this, and it's going to put in a lot more pressure over here. It's not going to go all the way down. It is going to add more pressure here, and it's going to roll the aluminum over the top of the seat on both sides. So that's going to help that from coming in. This already has press fit. It's not quite enough. It's the harmonics that are vibrating that seat out. So just that little bit of extra pressure there will hold it in. If you want to put in a new seat, go ahead, by all means, put in a new seat. That's the number one way, you know. But not everybody lives in La La Land. We all have to pay our bills. We have electricity, we have shoes, we have kids. So this is another option. I have never lost a seat. So let's go ahead and do it to a cylinder head so that you can see what I'm talking about. Video running right here. Now we're back, and the top of the aluminum cylinder head, there's 5 angles. The 45 is here. It's going to have more angles above the 45. What I'm doing is taking a seat installer that's flat, driver, pilot in the hole, guide, a seat installer that's bigger than the seat. So this is slightly bigger. This is not even touching the seat. This is touching the aluminum above the seat. That goes down. That's it. Bam, we're done. Doing to the intakes, you do it to the exhaust. I don't swedge brand new seats. They have the right interference fit. So I have the right press fit, so we don't have to do that. I do it to existing seats. So by swedging the top where it goes up, you're coming in there with something flat. It's an angle. It actually rolls the aluminum down. Not only does it roll the aluminum down, and I'm not just counting on the rolling of the aluminum above the seat, it actually presses that aluminum down tighter around the seat. But yes, it does go on the top of the seat as well. So don't swedge the seat and then take your seat grinder or your machines when you go to do a valve job and machine the top of the seat flat. You got rid of that little ring that you have up there. So, I think it's time to go in the back of the shop, and I'll show you how to do. I'm going to finish this one off here. I have the other cylinder head. The process is very, very simple. I mean, that was it. That is really it. Let's go back to the shop. We'll do that, and I'll come back here and we'll talk about it a little bit more. All right, let's swedge some seats. I'm not going to use the pilot that I use to cut my seats with. I use an older pilot because it's just a pilot to hold the tool to keep it from bouncing around in the combustion chamber and hurting anything else. I'm going to go in there and watch your ears. This is basically it. Quite loud. Maybe we can get a little closer on this last one just so that you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit better, maybe. Hopefully this helps a little bit closer view of what I'm doing. And you can do it more than once. I don't know if you can see there really close. Just puts in a nice little ring around there. I've done the intakes as well, and if you can see, all right, there we go. These have been swedged, and you see it just leaves a little ring around. You really can't even tell that anything's been done. When you go around and you stake them, it leaves a lot of sharp little holes from your pin. This looks a lot more professional. You don't really have to do anything else. Can you see that? Aluminum around there. So there you go. That's swedging a set of seats. We got these done, and I want to leave it with another little disclaimer, is that you don't want to do this at home, because once you swedge the seats, it does distort the seats. You will have to do a valve job. So this is not something that you can just swedge them at home yourself. Now, if you're going to go lap your valves or cut your valves at home yourself, then by all means, then, you know, rock and roll. But This should be done by a professional. Professional needs to start picking this up, start educating their customers about doing this. All right, so here's a head that dropped the seat. So it dropped these two seats. I went ahead and welded the two spots. We're going to machine these out. These will get a brand new seat installed in them. The other ones will be swedged. Those are swedged. We're done. All right, I hope that helps. It's real simple. Now, here's the deal. Shops need to educate themselves of this procedure. Like I like to say, this is putting money in your pocket. This is a win-win-win. Trust me. This isn't just a snake oil, something where you try to charge your customer money. How do you not feel guilty doing this? I don't feel guilty because I'm saving the customer money. It's working. I've never dropped a seat. Like I said, heads have come back in severely overheated. I talk to customers all the time, and I'm still fighting people not straightening a cylinder head. You want to know about straightening a cylinder head? The camshaft goes up here. The head bends, and everybody just mills it. I mean, these are things that we need to adapt. We need to adapt to the modern way of doing stuff. This works. This is, like I said, we charge to swedge seats. It's cheaper than installing seats. If the customer, and this is kind of what I do to the customer. The proper way to do it would be to put all new seats. If you want just to take care of the problem that the manufacturer put in this cylinder head, let's put in all new seats, and then we'll give them the price. And then I will say there is another option. If you don't want to install all the seats, we can swedge them. But trust me, if you want me to sign off on it, you want to guarantee, you want to go to court, you want to do whatever you want, let's put in all new seats. If you don't want to just trust my experience, and I'm telling you this works, no problem. I don't fight people putting in all new seats. In fact, that's generally what we do is when we estimate something, it's this much, the seats are falling out, to replace all the seats is this much, to swedge is this much. That brings up the conversation. What does that mean? I explain. Let the customer decide. But most definitely, I'm not saying don't put in seats. SBI makes these seats. They're the best seats you can buy. There's other manufacturers that make the seats as well. But no, keep doing what you're doing. Keep telling them to put in new seats, or keep suggesting putting in new seats. Not trying to change that part of the shop. I'm just trying to say there is an option that 100% does work. So there you go. I hope this helped. I hope this hasn't been controversial. I've been just a fighting of how to bring this up. I really want shops to embrace this. Don't fight it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But to say it doesn't work just because, and to say, well, it might work, I'm here to tell you 100% it does work. So this option has been proven, done thousands of cylinder heads. Like I said, I don't know what else to say. This is just an option, but it is a professional option. Oh, I'm going to end it with this. Don't try this at home. I do a lot of videos to DIY people that are in their garage doing stuff. If you watch any of my videos, I really kind of focus to the DIY guy that's trying to learn, not the one that I've been doing this all my life and I already know. And I kind of say in my comments, well, where's your YouTube channel, first of all? And then why are you on my YouTube channel? If you know everything, why are you watching my videos? If you want to learn something, watch my videos. So that's kind of a little thing that I get a lot of stuff, especially the old timers. Old timers don't like anything new. They've seen it all under the sun. If you have data to prove that I'm doing something wrong, bring on the data. I love a good conversation. But that being said, there's other ways to do stuff. There is more than one proper way to do it. Anything else that we can finish off this video on besides swedging the seats? Just trying to get y'all out there to get into this business. This is a great business to be into. There's a lot less shops every single year. There's less and less machine shops and less people doing this. And that, I'm telling you right now, the internal combustion engine is not going away. So if you want to get into a field that there's a demand for, Why aren't more people getting into this? I understand that you can't go to school and learn about swedging seats. They're just not going to tell you that. But my videos are here to teach, and I want to teach you the right and the proper way to do it. And like I said, even if Chrysler is dropping seats, so you can't say college or the authority or whoever that well, they know what they're doing. I'm not going to listen to you because you didn't go to college. Well, I went to the school of hard knocks, and I'm telling you this works. I guess that's it for now. Haven't done a long-term video in a long time, but this was a lot more than a short could be. Some people have also said, how can you put it all into a short? I have to divide it up. It's only 60 seconds long. Everybody only has a 60-second attention span. I've already held you up for more time than normal, but I hope this helps about swedging seats. All right. As for me, leave me a comment, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I mean, I'll take even a comment that I'm a little bit crazy. Hey, that wouldn't be the first time I've heard that. All right. We'll see you on the next one, and hope I'll start doing some long-term videos again if I don't get so frustrated, because I'm just trying to help you all out. All right. We'll see you on the next one.